Wargaming clearly heard about that they were supposed to give us an update in end of February. So here we have their end of February. Changes to aircraft carriers and AA mechanics. Closed test. Captains, big changes are on the horizon for aircraft carriers. Earlier, we presented a concept aimed at addressing the problems highlighted by the community over the past year. See, well, plane spotting, that's our main problem. Like, the first playtest we ran was meant to check the viability, well, lack of counterplay and plane spotting in general, and just the sheer stupidity and simplicity of the class compared to any surface ship. It's just overpowered, really. That's the fundamental issue. The first playtest we ran was meant to check the viability of that concept, and after going through the feedback and data we gathered, we were satisfied with the results. Was there anyone who liked it? Like, was there anyone who thought, like, the new CV rework was good? Was there anyone who was like, wow, what a great, this is great? I like, did I miss something? Where people are like, this is great. As far as I understood, it was a pretty overwhelmingly negative feedback regarding this entire thing. I don't understand. How can you be satisfied with that? Nevertheless, there was still a lot of work to do regarding balance and UI improvements. Now we are looking to polish the new design as we aim to implement it on the live server this year. Good luck, bro. Good luck. In the recent Borderline publication, we shared our plans to have a public test of the new AA and carrier mechanics in February. Since then, we have had several internal tests, and based on the results of these, we decided to postpone the public test on a separate test server till the end of March, beginning of April. Okay, so end of March, beginning of April is now our new timeline. While preparing for this, we plan to hold a separate closed test, the details of which we'd like to share with you. Let's have a quick recap. The new design aims to reduce spotting overall and remove unintentional spotting by aircraft, as well as make AA more impactful while ensuring aircraft carriers remain viable in battle. Okay, I'm already seeing how long this is. You see how much there is to go through here. I just want to highlight that when Wargaming announced this rework, they stated one of their goals was to simplify the gameplay. Simplify, like, the way they interact with surface ships, and simplify, make it less complex. That was one of their stated goals. And I'm now reading a fucking dossier, a fucking manifesto about their CV rework, and I'm getting the idea that they might have not been telling the whole truth. They could just be a devlog that says, hey, we have introduced minimap only spotting for carriers. Fixed. Well, not entirely fixed, but greatly improved. But apparently that's too confusing compared to this fucking manifesto. The new design aims to reduce spotting overall and remove unintentional, as well as make AA more impactful while ensuring aircraft carriers remain viable in battles. When have carriers ever not been viable in World of Warships, though? When have carriers ever not been viable? Like, remain viable. Carriers have been broken since they were added to the game. Like, there's never been a time when carriers haven't been hilariously overpowered. Like, there's never been a time. There's never been a time when carriers haven't been the most impactful, the most broken ship in the game. From the very start of the RTS era to the current era, carriers have been nothing but broken. What is this remain viable bullshit? Just fucking nerf them. It's fine, bro. They don't need to be busted. After the first public test, we outlined additional improvements we wanted to achieve. Make the design more intuitive by better informing ships when planes pose a threat to them and when they don't. Improving interactions between ships and aircraft and making them easier to understand. Make changes to some of the older systems tied to aircraft for better quality of life and to provide room for future improvements. Several important changes have been implemented since the last test. We will briefly mention them here and talk further in depth on Shield explosions flak have been completely removed. As well as make AA more impactful. As well as make AA more impactful. The very first fucking text is the removal of flak. The Recon mode won't be restored while flying. It will be separate for each squadron and can only be restored while your squadron is not in active use. Okay, manual AA previously priority sector will combine old and new designs, covering 360 degrees and buffing AA damage. So you just press a magical button and suddenly all your crew works harder, or somehow your guns shoot harder. Like ships, defensive AA fire won't prevent plane from spotting anymore, and instead will work as it currently does on the live server. The way it currently does on the live server, though, the main point of defensive AA on the live server, I just want to highlight, the main reason you run defensive AA right now on the live server, if you were to run it, everyone runs Hydra, the main reason you run this consumable is because it has something called shell explosion damage plus 300%. That's the only thing that's worth running on it. That's the only useful thing defensive AA does. It buffs your flak damage by a huge percentage. So if you have a lot of flak, and you build for that flak, like let's say you're building something like a Wooster, and you slot this, your AA can actually kill a lot of planes if the guy flies into the planes. That is the way it works. But in this removal that they're doing, in this fucking basically taking away all the flak, they've completely neutered defensive AA, because the only thing it does now is buff continuous damage, which is notoriously shit on all ships and basically does nothing at all. So, working as it currently does, but flak has been removed, which means it's not working as it currently does. It's heavily neutered. It's completely fucking neutered. Remember when defensive AA used to scatter planes? Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that again. I don't know why they don't reintroduce that defensive AA fucks up the dispersion on the drop. I don't know why they don't do it, because carriers already have a drop pattern that tightens up as they go in for a strike. So why not have defensive AA force the drop pattern to be maximal spread? Why not? That's how it used to be in the RTS era. It was great. It was a great thing, because it forced carriers to like bait out the defensive AA, play around it, gave surface ships some counterplay, and then if you managed to bait out the defensive AA, then you could go in for strike. It also allowed for team play, because you could use defensive AA to save your teammates, to reduce the damage they take. Like, and it also made the interaction between the carrier and the surface ships more like all the other classes. Like if I'm playing a torpedo boat and I want to torpedo a battleship, I need to wait until his Hydra is down, or I'm probably not going to land any torps. If I'm trying to play aggressive in a destroyer or a smoke ship, I have to bait out the radar. I have to play around the radar. Like, everyone has to play around consumables in the game. That's how the way it works. If I'm in a cruiser shooting a battleship and he damage cons, I have to wait for damage con before I can set any fires. Like, I have to play around his consumables to be effective. Everyone does this, except carriers. For some reason, carriers, they're not required to play around a fucking consumable that is literally designed to counter carriers, defensive AA. For some reason, they get no fucking negatives from like... I've never understood why they don't reintroduce that mechanic, because it would instantly make defensive AA much more viable, and it would instantly make the interaction between surface ships and planes more interactive. Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I never made any sense to me. We wouldn't suffer. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. The carrier wouldn't be able to brainlessly just go in and strike, send the next squad, go in and strike, send the next squad, go in. He wouldn't be able to do that. And I guess Wargaming hates the idea that they can't do that, which is fucking wild. Ships with defensive AA will also get a new consumable in the same slot. This consumable directly decreases incoming damage from aircraft and all types of torpedoes? Uh-oh. Patrol fighters combat air patrol, and fighters can't spot ships. Okay, that's a step in the right direction. Various UI improvements, but does that mean also your personal fighters can't spot either? That means your fighter plane is even less useful than it ever was. Because the only reason you would run a fighter plane, The only reason you run a fighter plane is not because you can defend against carriers, because Wargaming intentionally has made the fighter so fucking retarded that it doesn't tag the fighters or tag the enemy striking you until after they've like struck you 2 times. Then the fighter planes wake up. Oh, should I be defending the ship? Like they're complete dog shit. So the only viable reason to run a fighter is because you can spot their islands with them. So if that gets removed here as a part of this, then where's the buffs for the fighter planes for surface ships? Because they're completely useless now. They have zero value now, like literally zero value. They have become entirely irrelevant. And not like some ships like let's say this thing, for example. Where is it? This ship is almost entirely dependent on the interaction, Napoli, of you smoke up and then you pop your fighter plane to spot them while you're smoked up so your secondaries can shoot him. Like this is one of the things that makes Napoli Napoli, is this interaction. You pop smoke, you pop fighter plane, the fighter spots the ship, and then your secondaries do damage to him. So are they taking into account that they're basically heavily griefing the gameplay of this ship? Like, the more I read, the more worried I am about their changes. They're giving it a spotter, or they're giving the spotter plane. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, because spotter plane, they have different patrolling circles, which is important to note. Fighter planes patrol very close to the ship, so they're generally pretty hard to shoot down. So patrol planes have a long area of patrol like this, which means if you're within secondary range, that plane is probably gonna get shot down. Thank you, Philip, for the 5 months. I don't know. It seems, yeah, spotter plane goes much further out, and also I think it's much squishier, and also spotter plane has a much longer cooldown than the fighter plane. So this is all. Various UI improvements have been implemented to make the mechanics easier to navigate both for surface ships and carrier players. Hybrid ships will have their aircraft behave in the same way as those originating from aircraft carriers. Changes to aircraft carriers. The overall concept hasn't changed. Aircraft will operate in 3 distinct modes: travel, attack, and recon, each with its own goals and rules. Bro, this thing is so big. How is this simplifying? How is this simplifying the gameplay? Travel mode. When in travel mode, your planes operate at high altitude. You won't be able to spot enemy ships directly, relying instead on spotting from your teammates to identify targets, but you can still detect enemy aircraft. At the same time, your planes can be spotted by other planes and surface ships. Planes move faster in this mode, allowing you to reach targets quickly and enjoy a more dynamic gameplay experience. Huh? Are they trying to like, but calling it the more dynamic gameplay experience doesn't mean it's going to be a more dynamic gameplay experience. It just means that they're going to be really fucking fast. There's nothing dynamic about that. That just seems like you can instantly get to your target. Like, you just get jet boosters to all the planes. You can additionally adjust the speed using the W and S keys. Apparently going faster is more dynamic, apparently. Incredibly dynamic gameplay, guys. You double click your squadron and your carrier, and then your fucking squad takes off, and then you fly it straight at the enemy ship. Fuck, that's dynamic gameplay, man. A dynamic gameplay experience right there. Planes are safe from AA fire while in travel mode, though they can still be damaged by fighters or interceptor. That's a more dynamic gameplay experience right there. You don't have to worry about AA at all in this mode. That's pretty dynamic. Is it dynamic for the surface ships as well to watch the fucking plane go over you? You're playing your booster, your AA booster, and you watch the planes fly straight over your fucking ship and go strike the battleship behind you. That's a pretty dynamic experience for sure, man. Well done. Non-player controlled aircraft, such as fighters, do not use this mode and remain vulnerable to AA fire at all times. Okay. Pressing F at high altitude will return the entire squadron to the carrier. The Eagle is just going to kill the other CV in 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, the Eagle, I mean, the Super CVs are already, they already have such fast tech squadrons, the jet planes, they're so fast. But now they're going to be able to be in travel mode, which is even faster, but they're also going to be immune to AA. So they're just going to fly straight through your entire fucking fleet and go strike the enemy carrier. So, is Wargaming going to have to buff carriers again? Because this is just going to lead to carrier sniping? Probably. That's what usually happens when they do this shit. The carrier goes and kills the other carrier. They're going to be better at killing the enemy CV than they used to. Based on player feedback, we're bringing back the speed meter for better control of the aircraft, as well as enhancing the aiming UI to make it feel a lot more like traditional flight simulators. Bro, there's no fucking way you're trying to pretend like this has something to do with a flight simulator. Are you shitting me? Have you ever played a flight simulator? You can literally play carriers with a steering wheel, because you only go right, left, right, left, and then when you go for an attack, do you adjust your flaps, do you adjust your altitude? No, the game does everything for you, so you just press, you can fucking press a pedal to go into attack, and then you go, and then you press again, and then you strike. But, what traditional flight, bro, this is laying it on so fucking thick. This is the dumbest thing I've heard. Since the engine boost bar was removed and your ability to increase speed is no longer limited during travel, your ability to increase your speed is no longer limited during travel. A new consumable that increases the maximum speed of aircraft in all 3 modes will be introduced. More consumables. More consumables. To better differentiate between modes, we added special UI and visual elements that will provide additional information about the current altitude of your planes. Huh? Oh, what? This is travel mode? Aren't they flying in the exact... Wait, how is this travel mode? I thought it was going to be some sort of special high altitude, but they're literally flying at the same... I don't think they know how to code a super high altitude. I don't think they know how to code it. So this travel mode is literally them flying... Like, this is really low, and this is the highest mode? Is it? It says travel mode, recon mode. Is this the altitude? Where's the altitude? Which altitude is he at? Is he here? I don't know. How the fact that they consider this easier to do than removing minimap spotting means that minimap spotting would probably nerf carriers pretty hard, and they can't handle that idea. Recon mode. It's a new tool specifically meant for spotting. When activated, a flight of planes will detach from your squadron and briefly descend from travel mode to spot opponents like planes currently can. However, your planes will become vulnerable to AA. You can activate it by pressing the Q button while in travel mode. Each squadron has a recon mode timer that depletes while in use. If the attacking flight in recon mode is destroyed, you switch back to the remaining squadron if there are any planes left, and the timer stops. So the remaining squadron just hovers up there, immune to AA. After that, you can start another recon run if there's still recon time left. You can enter recon mode at any point as long as it has more than 0 seconds. However, if you run out of time, the planes will automatically return to travel mode unless you start an attack. In this iteration, we made some UI improvements to help you understand the mechanics. The timer is displayed in the reticle and turns red as the time is about to run out. The only way to replenish the timer is to return the planes to the carrier. This encourages carriers to rotate their squadrons in battle. Recon mode can't be immediately activated or deactivated. There is a delay to avoid potential dolphining. If you see a suitable target, you can start the attack from the recon mode, however, it will still require some preparation time. So, essentially what this means is carriers can fly all around in travel mode and find a perfect broadside to attack you from. And then, like, being immune, they can literally, like if this is your ship, let's say this is your nose of your ship, and here's an island, the carrier can fucking fly straight over like this in travel mode, ignoring your AA if you have teammates around, ignoring all of their AA, go all the way around in full immunity to AA, turn around, and then drop down and strike you. And these things, guys, stay up here immune to AA, and then they can do it again and again and again while ignore, like, there's no risk for, like, they can reposition their squadrons even easier than they can now. This is so fucking demented. Look at the size of the minimap, you can tell it's a CV man. Oh, for sure. Okay, so it drops down from here. It drops down from travel mode into Recon mode. And only now does the AI start. But the thing is, it looks like he can instantly start an attack. And a lot of these squadrons have immunity to damage when they start an attack. In the past, when a squadron came in, you at least had that 1 or 2 seconds where your AA could deal damage before they went into their immunity phase. But now they're going to drop down, instantly go in an attack. So like, the immunity phase is going to kick in even sooner, which means your AA is going to be even less effective? Dude, I'm seeing so many fucking issues here. Holy shit. God, this thing turned... Holy shit. Yeah, this looks demented as fuck. Manual control of carrier guns. The ability to manually control carrier guns is here to stay, with some balancing adjustments. To remind you how it works. While not piloting an aircraft, you can take control of your carrier's secondary guns. For carriers with mixed secondary armaments, you control only the larger caliber guns. Smaller calibers remain automatic, because they don't know how to code that. If a carrier doesn't have any secondary guns, it will operate as it did before. When controlling a carrier, you must manually use the damage control consumable. Oh! What a downside! What a downside! I have to press DCP myself. Oh my god! Now you're putting the bar pretty high for the average CV man here. They have to press DCP themselves. Aye. As part of this change, its settings for fires on aircraft carriers were adjusted to be closer to those of battleships. Now they last longer and do more damage in total, but in turn, carriers cannot be relit on fire constantly, which led to higher damage compared to a battleship fire before. That was fucking bullshit. Wait. What do you mean closer to battleship fires? Duration of fire 45 seconds. Same fire resistance as battleships, but 45 seconds? Wait. Didn't they talk about... Didn't they talk about how they wanted to make it standard DCPs across the board? This is 45. This is completely non-standard. Wait, so hold on. Damage per second 0.3. Wait, what? 0.C is wait. 0.3 of maximum HP. They're trying to hide this now. What are they doing? They're trying to hide. 0.3 x 45 is total damage 13.5%. 13.5%. What? That's nothing. 13.5%. That's the same damage as Graf Speer takes. So it's Graf Speer. What do you mean? As a part of this change, the settings of fire were adjusted to be closer of those to those on battleships. No, they weren't. This is literally Graf Speer damage. Look. This is literally... This is battleship modifiers. This is what battleship looks like. They take 18% base health over 60 seconds. Graf Speer is 13.545. That's exactly the values they put on this thing. These are exactly the values they put on this thing. But it gets the fire resistance coefficient of a battleship. It gets the fire resistant coefficient of BB. I don't think it's going to change much because they should be identical. But, like, what is this? We're adjusted to be closer to those on battleships. Why would they say this? This was so easy to fact check. They even tried to hide it like this, but this is bullshit. This isn't fucking battleship. This is Graf Speer. Why would they try to hide this? Fucking bullshit, man. Fucking bullshit. And you get what? You get manual fucking secondaries and that? I'm shooting 12 kilometers... 13 point... Wait, it's firing. You're shooting... Holy shit, his firing range is 13 kilometers. So he's shooting 13 kilometers away. Changes to surface ships. To give surface ships more ways to fight against aircraft, we revamped existing AA tools and introduced new ones. Every time they've touched AA, since the start of the CV rework, it's been to fuck it over. They always try to hide it, they always try to bullshit, but it's always made it worse. First they reduced the range, then they removed the mid-range flak, then they nerfed the captain perks, then they nerfed the upgrade modules that gave you flak. It's been something like 6 nerfs in a row. Every time they say it's to enhance the gameplay, but it's always to fuck our surface ships. Every single time. Manual AA defense reinforcement. Manual AA defense reinforcement can be activated when pressing O, and it takes effect within your AA range. It instantly deals a percentage of damage proportional to the attacking flight's health. Additionally, it temporarily buffs all continuous AA damage. The effect will gradually get weaker over its duration. In other words, manual AA should be used reactively to deal burst damage. I mean, right now it really doesn't do fucking much at all. I think it was Little White Mouse who calculated the numbers, and the numbers that they show in client are actually incredibly misleading. Because it's not like the way it's calculated means that it basically does fuck all. The boost is like basically non-existent. Sadly, that's on the official forums, and Wargaming, of course, closed the official forums, so someone can probably find it. But Little White Mouse made a big fucking post about that, where she did the number crunching on it, and it was basically a joke. After reviewing your feedback, we decided to combine the best of the old and new designs of this mechanic. When activated, cover the whole area around the ship and buff the AA damage. How much will it buff it though? How much? Give me numbers. I guess we'll get to maybe test this and check out the actual numbers. I have zero hopes. What happened to Little White Mouse, by the way? Wargaming managed to chase her away. Wargaming literally managed to screw her over and chase her away, which was incredible because she was the best CC that this game has ever had. She was the dream fan of this game. She did so much work for them, but Wargaming being Wargaming, they managed to fuck her over and chase her away, and now she's basically gone. Also, killing the forums was really fucking demented because a lot of her stuff was on the forums, like a lot of her threads, calculations, recommendations. Like, she did so much good work for this game. Like, the reason they literally corrected the turning circle on every ship because Little White Mouse went into training rooms with every ship and turned them in circles and calculated the turning circles and went to Wargaming and said, hey, your numbers are off. The actual in-game turning circles don't match the port turning circles. And Wargaming changed the turning circles on basically every ship in response to her thread. Because she was like their quality assurance. She was the best. Like, I test a lot. She tested 10 times more than I do. She was like easily the best CC this game has ever had. But of course Wargaming fucked her over, and here we are. Yeah. Conquer used to show 820 in port, but in reality it's 940. Yeah, no, she fixed everything. She like, but it's like it's Wargaming big. They managed to fucking turn their greatest fan against them, which is impressive, honestly. Automatic AA defense reinforcement. It's a defensive tool meant to discourage aircraft from repeatedly targeting the same ship. While your AA is shooting enemy aircraft, the special progress bar will passively charge up. Mechanically, it's pretty similar to combat instructions, though in this iteration the progress won't decay, even if you don't damage enemy planes for a while. Once your progress reaches 100%, a passive bonus to AA damage automatically activates. I hate that it's automatic. Let me do it manually. I hate your automatic shit. Because if he fucking attacks me, and then my automatic AA goes on, and then he just ignores me until it fucking stops. No, let me fucking trigger it myself like a special activation, so that when he comes back I can activate it and actually defend myself, instead of just being this funny little fucking thing that he can act like. The problem here is he has full control of this interaction. He, the carrier, has full control of this activation because it's automatic. I have no control over this interaction. There's nothing I'm doing here. I don't build up this fucking combat instruction. I don't activate this combat instruction. I have no agency in this fight. This is entirely controlled by the carrier from start to finish. It's fucking retarded. I hate that it's automatic. After activation, automatic AA will start losing its charge. If it's not attacking planes because there are no nearby planes, or if AA is disabled broken, it will happen slower than if it's actively damaging. Now, this better be incredibly slow, because I hate the fact that I have no control of this. There's no limit to how many times automatic AA can be activated in battle, though you won't get any charge while the automatic AA is already active. Aircraft can see automatic AA if it enters its radius. It will have a different visual effect. Of course they can. Of course they can. See, this... I hate how little of this is in my control and how much of this is in the carrier's control. Despite it's supposed to be my counter tool against him, and yet he controls the entire pace, the entire tempo of this engagement. I don't like that. Defensive AA fire. Defensive AA fire will remain unchanged from the way it works on the live server. We've chosen to preserve the original mechanic as it proves a familiar experience of boosting AA capabilities. No mention about the fact that you're removing flak, and defensive AA's main purpose is boosting flak damage. It's going to be even more useless. It's already like, no one chooses defensive AA unless they're running specific AA builds on specific ships. But besides that, no one chooses it, and even then, people mostly use Hydra because subs and torps and everything, it's so much more useful. With you're completely gutting it. I didn't think they could gut that consumable even more, but they're actually gutting it even more. The only ships that use defensive AA are the ones that are forced to do so, basically. That's fucking crazy. A preparation for a strike. A new consumable will be introduced for testing. Preparation for a strike that directly reduces incoming damage from rockets, bombs, and all types of torpedoes. Yes, even non-aerial. Huh? We want to provide more versatile tools for you when dealing with carriers, so we are trying a different approach. For this test, the consumable will be available only for the ships that have access to defensive AA in the same slot. So that means defensive AA is even less valuable. Truly, thank you, Pyco. Wait, this will make defensive AA even fucking worse, because first they removed the flak, and now they added another one in the same slot. So defensive AA is even worse. But we might consider giving it to other ships in the future. Wait, that's like from the Halloween event, the fucking magical force field. Decreases incoming damage from aircraft and torpedoes. Minus 30% torpedoes. Wait. Okay, so let me get this straight. I'm pretty sure the reason they included all torpedoes is because people have been complaining so much about subs, because people fucking hate subs. Bing, 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 torp, torp. People fucking hate subs. And because Wargaming has coded submarine torpedoes exactly the same way as surface torps, with the exception of the dumb fucking homing, they don't know how to differentiate between submarine torps and normal torps. So, torpedo boats that are already fucking dog shit in this game are getting hard fucking nerfed. Like, really? Ishimakaze Holland? Like, these are overpowered ships in 2025? Are you fucking shitting me? That is so demented. That is actually so demented. Unlimited charge. Yeah, it's unlimited charge. Lasts for 30 seconds as well. Cooldown time 120. So you can kind of have it up for almost every Shimakaze torpedo volley if you wanted to. It's not going to be that good against subs though, because they vomit out torps so fucking quickly. But against torpedo boats, it's going to be insanely strong. Why? 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 It's not enough that every new battleship has like cruiser handling and cruiser conceal and cruiser acceleration. Now this shit. Yeah, I mean you can spec faster cooldown for sure. You can spec it's a consumable, so you can spec faster cooldown on the consumables. Wait, considering Vermont has defensive AA, does that mean I'm gonna be able to run preparation for a strike on my brick? That's really what the brick needed, I think. Buffs. Buffs against torps and carriers as well. This is so stupid. This is so fucking stupid. Also, doesn't Wisconsin have defensive AA? I think Wisconsin has defensive AA. Bro, this is so fucking poorly thought out, isn't it? Because Wisconsin has defensive AA, so you're going to be able to slot that, but the Wisconsin funny button is minus 80% consumable reload time. That's what, 24 seconds? That's 96 seconds cut away from the cooldown. So it's going to have a 24-second cooldown on the preparation, and the preparation has a 30-second duration. So you can do 30-second duration, 24-second cooldown, another 30-second duration of minus 30%. This developer is so fucking retarded. You know this hasn't been thought out at all. They haven't even explored all the possibilities and all the synergies and all the... This is so fucking stupid. This is so fucking stupid. Holy shit. Fuck, this is dumb. Wow. Other changes. Secondary aviation changes. To make things more consistent and to address a very popular feedback point among our community, patrol fighters, combat air patrol, and fighters won't be able to spot ships. This will make the spotting system even simpler and, more importantly, remove the spotting tool that was initially designed as an instrument against enemy aircraft. Bro, you fucking nerfed the fighter instrument against enemy aircraft. You made it so it's no longer an instrument against enemy aircraft. Why are they not taking full responsibility for this? They intentionally nerfed the reaction time on the fighter plane so that it doesn't fucking react to incoming strikes. They intentionally fucking did this. Fuck, isn't there a clip when I first tested it? Fuck. Oh, fuck, wonder if I can find that. Fuck. There was a clip somewhere, if someone can find that, but I remember testing that in the training room where someone was fucking striking me and we were testing, fuck. Oh, I wonder if we can find that. Oh, I wonder if we can find that fucking clip, because I remember testing those fighter planes, and when someone was striking me in the training room after they first butchered them, and it was the most absurd shit ever, like how dementedly bad those fighter planes are. It's on YouTube, can you find it? If you can find me that clip, that would be great. I will fucking show you that. I will show you that. The state of the fighter planes. It was after, it was like some of the it was after the CV rework, I think, when they nerfed the fuck out of them. Super CV jets can fly through the entire fighter circle and take no attention from fighters. Oh yeah, some carriers can actually strike straight through it as well, because they're faster than the fighter plane. So even if they tag it, they're still faster than it, so the fighter planes can't catch up. Like, they've intentionally made fighter planes so fucking dog shit. I think someone found it.
Oh, turn off it.
No, what is this? No, that's a fighter plane spotting me. That has nothing to do with it. That's in no way relevant, huh? It's in no way relevant. Not what we're talking about at all. Is this Mir Korabli? No, surprisingly enough. Well, actually, not that surprising, actually, lately. Mir Korabli isn't this retarded. I know. This is all wargaming. Due to these changes, Napoli and Napoli B will get spotting aircraft instead of a fighter, still have an opportunity to detect opponents while using her exhaust smoke. Yeah, the spotter plane isn't as good at it though, and also will get shot down much easier, as we talked about earlier. Oh, someone found it. Was this? No, that's an old video. That's funny, but not the one where I'm testing it. UI improvements. To support these changes, some UI improvements are required. Now it will be much easier to see if planes pose any threat to you or not. For example, if you are controlling a battleship, a squadron in travel mode won't be considered a threat until it starts descending. At the moment, this applies only to controllable aircraft. What do you mean won't be considered a threat? It will always be a threat. What is this nonsense? These squads will always be a threat. Because like, you have to constantly keep an eye out because you don't know when it's going to descend and start striking you. So you always have to consider it a threat. What nonsense is this? We can't ignore it just because we can't shoot it. It's always a threat. Oh, 625 is the clip? Isn't? Oh, maybe. Oh, is it? Let's see. Is there music here? Oh, there is. Oh yeah, here. Oh, this is it. Look at this. This is when they first changed this. So what we're doing is the midway is hovering a torpedo squad on top of me. You see that? The midway is hovering a torpedo squad on top of me. I launch my fighter plane. You see that? I launch my fighter plane. This was when they first started fucking with this. And then it lands again. It expended its ammunition, then it lands again. That, like, it's just it's completely retarded. There was another clip as well. It was complete. There was another clip of that as well. They've intentionally the idea that this was initially designed as an instrument against enemy aircraft is a fucking joke, because Wargaming themselves made sure it can't be used as an instrument against enemy aircraft. They literally made sure they fucking did this themselves. They do this very often, where they're like, we don't know how this happened, as if they aren't the guys developing the game, as if they aren't the guys making the changes. They're always like, oh, who could have predicted this? If the aircraft is at a significant distance, regardless of mode, its indicator color will be orange. If the aircraft is close to you, regardless of mode, the indicator will turn red. When the aircraft starts descending into Recon attack mode, the indicator will have a dedicated border effect. Why is this necessary? I mean, telling me when he's descending is good, but this can't I myself see how far away the plane is? Why does it need different colors for how far away? Like, I don't need colors on ships. They don't need to be dark green when they're 25 kilometers away and light green when they're 10 kilometers away. I can see that myself. I don't really understand why this is necessary. However, the switching from the Recon to the attack, from travel to Recon, should absolutely have a different effect, because that's when they can strike. But this other change is very confusing to me. Changes to concealment. Lastly, we'd like to introduce some balance changes to the concealment system that should benefit the overall gameplay. For who? Detectability by air and by periscope change for all ships. Now it can't be more than 10 kilometers. Okay. So that means if you shoot... Wait. Detectability penalty from being on fire has been unified for both surface and air detectability. Fires now universally increase the ship's detectability range by 2 kilometers. Wait, what? Huh? Wait. What? So, my Montana on fire gets a 2 kilometer debuff. My Shimakaze on fire also gets a 2 kilometer debuff. What? Has that always... I think it's always been like that, but I think the aerial detection might be higher. So they changed the aerial detection? I think it's already 2. I think it's already 2 flat 2, but I think the aerial detection used to be 3. It's still stupid, but I think... Why didn't they change this? Because they're already fucking our torpedo. This would have been a good way of giving DD something back, but now they're not. I think it was air, 3 km air. So they changed it to 2 kilometers air. Detectability range of Japanese torpedo bombers increased 7.5 to 10. Detectability range... That's good, actually, because Kaga, for example, have super stealthy ones. Like, they pop up when they're already going for a strike. Detectability range of discharge, air fighter, patrol fighters, interceptor increase 7.5 to... Okay. Detectability range by air won't increase when firing main battery guns. And it's capped at 10. Interesting. That means battleships and cruisers won't get randomly spotted by planes when shooting their guns in the open. That's actually a good change. Like, I see 2 good changes here. This makes the bad thing is depth charge airstrike being spotted from further out means subs have even more time to react to incoming ASW, which, considering Wargaming has given them super maneuverability, like they handle better than DDs. This is pretty fucking stupid. But This detectability change is good. And I don't remember what else was good here. Oh yeah, patrol fighters not spotting. Patrol fighters generally not spotting is good. That's a good change. But there is so much retarded shit here. Like an absolutely wild amount of retarded shit. Where's the talk about the... They mentioned that there was going to be something against taking reduced damage when fighting multiple ships or something, or the chance to dodge damage. Where's that? They removed the flak, which is really fucked to begin with. I don't understand how this is simpler to begin with. What are they gonna do with dual purpose ships like Atlanta? One of the main selling points of the Atlanta was dual purpose, and then first they nerfed the AA, the range, and they removed some of the flak. Now they removed all of the flak. Like, how are they gonna compensate for the fact that they took away all the fucking flak? Wait, did I miss it? Wait, one second. Did I miss it? Additionally... Did I miss something? I think they've edited something. They've edited something. Because I'm looking at the Reddit, and there was this post. He says, he's quoting, look. Additionally, if an aircraft is attacked by the AA of multiple ships, it takes reduced damage. That's not in the deblog anymore. Where did that go? Huh? Reduced? Yeah, that entire thing is gone. Huh? Wait. Maybe someone posted pictures in Tater's Lounge of this deblog. Let me see if I can find it. I think yesterday, maybe? So they're going back. Was the feedback so fucking negative that they're editing it, or what? Okay. So does that apply or not? I'd be hard to tell. Hard to tell. Let me see. Well, what was it before they edited? Hmm. Hmm. Can't find it. I don't know where he got that from. Hmm. Now I'm even more curious about the upcoming test, because if they're really making it so that planes take reduced damage from striking multiple ships, then this, well, it's already retarded. Honestly, I just hate this. Honestly, I just hate it. That's really what it comes down to. This just disconnects carriers even more from surface ships, because right now carriers can basically run through your entire team, kind of with impunity. But they get delayed a bit. If the guy is potato, he'll eat random flak puffs. He'll eat some damage on the way, so he can't just like if he goes straight for your team, he will eat some damage on the way in before he can like single out some guy in the back and go fuck him, or turn around and fuck some guy on the front line who was behind an island. Like, there is some downside with just diving straight into the enemy team, but with this never-ending speed boost travel mode that apparently has no limits, he can just travel into the back of your team, and like, you can't do anything about him. There's nothing you can do about it. He can just fly straight over your fucking ship into the middle of your team and dip out at will and go strike someone. And he's immune to everything. Taters Lounge at 2119. What? Happens at 21:19. Taker's Lounge. Someone quoted it. AA damage reduced when targeted by multiple ships. Yeah, but where did they remove it? I wonder if they went and they must have went and edited it. It's on Reddit, their official post. Why would that be different than this? Oops. Huh? Fuck's sake. What the fuck? Why does it... It's refusing to load the page properly? I can't accept the cookies. Okay, whatever, we don't accept the cookies. Reduced. Wait, from when is this? 17 hours. Wait, there's a lot of different stuff here. There's a lot of... Is this more in-depth than this thing? Huh? Wait, this is by the official... This one is very... Wait! Are they... Why do they have two different development blocks? The fuck? That's fucking wild. Because there's a lot more information here, Chan. But wait, look. Make the design more intuitive. Yeah, this was... We read this, but... Attack mode. See, there's a lot more information about the attack mode here. Okay, preparation time is required to prevent carrier from simply starting an attack right above the ship to bypass AA fire. Planes won't have reduced maneuverability during the beginning of their attack preparation, thus making it a bit easier for the carrier to strike when there are no allies nearby to spot the target. Once the planes have descended and your reticle turns green, press the lift mouse button again to launch the attack. After an attack run begins, you have limited time to fire drop your payload. If the attack is not manually inputted, it will be carried out automatically when the time runs out. After the attacking flight returns to the carrier. At that moment, you can either regain control of the rest of the squadron or return to the carrier. Each part of the squadron can receive damage separately. For example, the attacking flight will take AA damage, while the rest of the planes can get damaged by AA fighters. Destroyed aircraft in the attacking flight are not replaced, meaning the shooting down these planes can directly reduce the damage dealt by the attack. If the entire attacking flight is destroyed, the run is aborted, and your camera switches back to the part of the squadron in travel mode. Each time you attack, the planes will regroup, so the attacking flight will consist of the planes with the most HP left. More heavily damaged planes will stay at high altitude. Planes take full AA damage when starting the descent now. The aircraft survivability system has changed to balance this. Additionally, if an aircraft is attacked by the AA of multiple ships, it takes reduced damage. How does this make any fucking sense? If it should take more damage. Like multiple people are shooting you, you should be taking more damage. Why are you striking into multiple people? You should be penalized for attacking into groups of enemies. You shouldn't be taking less damage, you should be taking more damage. So what a fucking joke. What a fucking joke. If an aircraft is attacked by the multiple ships, it takes reduced damage. Bro, only fucking Wargaming could write a sentence like that. That is so counterintuitive and so fucking retarded. Okay, if my battleship gets spammed by multiple cruisers, can I please take reduced fire and HE damage? Please? Or if my cruiser is shot by multiple BBs, can I please take reduced fucking AP damage? It makes no fucking sense. That is so demented. FDR being buffed, basically. Yeah, I mean, FDR already has insane handling. Now it has the improved fucking handling. It's gonna be so fucking demented. You can speed up or slow down in attack mode. The attacking flight's cruising speed is lower than in travel mode, meaning its minimum maximum speeds are lower too. Oh, that's not necessarily a good thing, because it means you got plenty of time to line up that perfect strike. Especially if they don't touch the maneuverability, because they turn better at slow speeds. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. That might actually be pretty fucking bad for us. The reticle display mechanic changed. Currently, the reticle on a squadron displays the point where your reticle will reach its optimal spread. After the changes, it instead shows the earliest position where the airplane is able to drop its payload. Additionally, a second smaller version of the reticle was implemented, which is now the indicator for the optimal spread position. Moreover, we have significantly changed the aiming parameters. Now you won't be so heavily penalized for moving the reticle. However, the aiming process overall becomes longer in most cases, and optimizing your attack maneuvers will be vital. So, does it mean they can fucking turn even better with your ship? I think that's what it means. They can turn with your ship, so if you try to avoid, they can just fucking turn and they still keep the narrow spread. Oh yeah. Bro, the fucking level of text, okay. I'm trying to find out what else they hid from the devlog that they posted here. This looks similar. They still try to say closer to those of battleships. I mean, technically true, but they could have just said Grafspé fire duration. Changes surface ships. There's nothing new. Yeah, with the same things here. Preparation for a strike, UI improvements. It looks similar. They kind of just kept that thing out of the devlog for some reason. Everything else looks similar. This is so wild. This makes no sense. Who, like, only potatoes think torpedo DDs are strong nowadays. Like, only potatoes complain about torpedo DDs. Like, Shimakaze and Holland are professional victims in most games. Like, they just blow up. They're useless and they blow up. It's fucking wild that they're the ones catching strays. We want to make it simpler. It does whatever the hell this is. Holy shit. Like, the issue once again with, like, I'm reminded of the last CV rework where I made the mistake of actually thinking like maybe I was still a bit naive, I'll admit. Maybe they will try to balance carriers. And when the first CV rework first came out, like, despite some really retarded shit like Hakuria being hilariously broken, AA was actually pretty okay. AA was pretty strong during the start of the CV rework. But then Wargaming spent the next year after the CV rework, and they completely fucking butchered Empire. Like, I don't know how many of you remember, but Z52 used to be a AA monster. Z52 used to be a fucking fantastic anti-air destroyer at the start of the CV rework. But what Wargaming did was, well, when they first pitched us the CV rework and they first put the CV rework on the live servers, we had something called mid-range and long-range flak. So what Wargaming did then, about a few months after rework, was they just removed all mid-range flak. So basically, you'd have a wall of flak at long-range guns, and then when they enter the mid-range area, you'd have another wall of flak from your mid-range guns. So having a lot of mid-range AA was actually very strong because you had a lot of mid-range flak. So Wargaming just removed all that. They cut away all the mid-range flak. Now they cut off all the flak, but they cut away all the mid-range flak. And then there was also this thing. This thing used to give you +2 flak. So if you were a ship that had pretty low flak count, you could slot this and you'd go from like 3 flak to 5 flak or so forth. Like, it was really good, especially if you had both mid and long range flak, because it buffed both. So they changed it to this thing, that available 14, because you don't use this on anything anymore, because it's complete dog shit. Like, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna. I'm honestly, I'm just mentally prepared for the same cycle again, which is during testing, in order to make the testing, in order to sell the concept to the player base, we're gonna have maybe even pretty okay anti-air. I'm not expecting it to be good, but I'm expecting it might be pretty okay. And then they're gonna start nerfing the fuck out of it once they put it on the live servers. Because that's how they did it the last time, and I'm pretty sure that's how they're gonna do it this time as well. If they even bothered this time, because at this point, honestly, I think there's a lot less protests from the player base than it was back then, because people have just gotten, I don't know, people just take whatever wargaming shovels at them at this point, so they might not even need to do the thing this time. But I'm just mentally prepared for the same shit again, where they just neuter all AA on the way in. There's less people to protest. There's a lot less players at all. That is true.